Welcome back to Favorite Movie Arena, your home for deep dive movie breakdowns, hidden meanings, and all the mystery behind your favorite films. Today, we're unwrapping one of the most mind-bending sci-fi dramas of the early 2000s. Ka-Pex. Is he insane, or is he truly from another world? Let's find out. We open in a bustling train station in New York. Amid the chaos, a homeless man begs passers-by for change. When suddenly, something strange happens. A man seems to appear out of nowhere, literally, as if he just materialized into the crowd. He doesn't say much, but when a woman is robbed nearby, this mysterious man steps in to help. But instead of thanking him, the police arrest him, mistaking him for the criminal. As they question him, the man makes odd claims. He didn't come by train, and the planet's brightness bothers his eyes. He refuses to take off his sunglasses. A curious homeless witness helps clear his name, but his bizarre behavior gets him handcuffed anyway. The officers think he's unstable. When they ask where he's from, he replies simply, "I come out of nowhere." The stranger is taken to the Psychiatric Institute of Manhattan, where Dr. Mark Powell is introduced. At first, Mark is focused on other patients, like one man terrified of germs who believes going outside could kill them. But it's this new patient that soon takes over Mark's life. He calls himself Prot, spelled P-R-O-T, and claims to be from the planet Ka-Pex, located in the Lyra constellation. According to Prot, he's been on Earth for 4 years and 9 months, and he's 337 years old. The other doctors laugh it off as delusion. They even suggest sedating him with Thorazine. But Dr. Powell, he's not so sure. Prot is calm, articulate, highly intelligent, and the more Mark listens, the more unsure he becomes. In their sessions, Prot explains the customs of his world. No families. Children are raised communally. No marriage. No government. No punishment. They've evolved past Earth's outdated systems. He finds Earth's concepts of justice and retribution primitive. "Sometimes it's hard to imagine how you've made it this far," he says. Prot also reveals he's extremely sensitive to light, but when Dr. Powell darkens the room during one session, Prot finally removes his sunglasses. It's the first time he truly seems at ease. Things take a wild turn when Dr. Powell speaks to his brother-in-law Steve, an astronomer. To test Prot's claims, Steve provides a list of advanced, obscure astrophysics questions. Prot answers them perfectly. So perfectly, in fact, that Steve and his colleagues are stunned. He maps out the orbits of a binary star system, something even professionals hadn't been able to explain. "Where I come from," Prot says, "that's common knowledge. Even children know it." The scientists are speechless. Prot's diagrams even solve long-standing problems in their models of the Lyra system. Suddenly, the question isn't is he crazy, but could he actually be telling the truth? Meanwhile, Prot interacts with other patients. One named Howie sits silently by a window, searching for the blue bird of happiness, a metaphor Prot gave him for healing. Prot's presence is having a real effect on people, encouraging recovery and emotional breakthroughs. At home, Dr. Powell's own life starts unraveling. His wife Rachel feels ignored. He's so obsessed with Prot that he misses the growing distance with his own family, including his estranged son. Dr. Powell becomes obsessed with proving or disproving Prot's identity. He digs into missing person reports. He studies tapes at home. He even brings Prot to meet more scientists, all of whom walk away stunned by his astronomical knowledge. But Prot refuses to reveal his method of light travel. "If I told you, you'd blow yourselves up, or worse, someone else." As the mystery deepens, so do the emotions. Prot's empathy, knowledge, and gentle nature force Mark to reevaluate everything, from his science to his beliefs, and even his own life. Mark, still skeptical yet increasingly conflicted, tells his brother-in-law Steve that maybe Prot's just a savant, a person capable of incredible feats, like painting Rembrandts from memory. even if they can't remember their own names. But Steve, shaken by Prot's astronomical accuracy, says it best. "I don't know what I believe, Mark, but I know what I saw." The next morning, patient Howie spots a real bluebird outside the hospital window, and in his excitement, calls everyone to see. As the patients gather, they begin chanting "Bluebird" in unison, a symbol of hope and transformation. Even Doris, who hasn't left her room in years, steps outside. Later that night, patient Bess approaches Prot and whispers, "I believe you are the bluebird." Prot smiles, wishing her good night. Patient Sal, overwhelmed by his hypersensitivity to human odors, tells Prot he wants to come with him to Ka-Pex. Prot gently explains, "I can only take one person back with me." Soon, word spreads, and more patients start preparing to leave on July 27th. Concerned, Mark confronts Prot. "I wonder if that's a wise thing to be promising patients in a psychiatric facility." But Prot stands firm. He never promised anyone. He only ever said one could come. And yes, his departure is set, precisely, for 5:51 a.m. on July 27th, a time chosen for safety. Light-speed travel, after all, demands accuracy. That night, Mark jolts awake. Prot told him he arrived on Earth 4 years, 9 months, and 3 days ago. On July 27th, it'll be 5 years exactly. Something terrible must have happened 5 years ago. Something Prot has buried. "I gotta get to him before that date." Mark becomes obsessed with uncovering the truth before the supposed departure. In an effort to humanize Prot, or maybe remind him of who he really is, Mark invites him to his family's 4th of July barbecue. Prot arrives with fellow patient Betty and her husband. Everything seems fine, until Mark's dog starts barking. Prot barks back, seemingly communicating, and tells Mark's daughters not to sneak up on Shasta anymore. When asked if he has a family, Prot simply says, "There is no such thing on Ka-Pex." Rachel replies with heart, "You don't know what you're missing." But the fragile peace shatters when the kids turn on the sprinklers. Prot panics. He grabs Natalie and tries to pull her away, yelling, shaking. It takes several adults to calm him down. Something about water has triggered a buried memory. Back in therapy, Prot starts slipping. He speaks of a funeral, a slaughterhouse, a best friend named Pete. Slowly, painful memories unravel. Pete's father died in a horrific work accident. Years later, Pete feared following in his footsteps, but ended up working at the same slaughterhouse. Mark suspects Pete was Prot, and maybe Prot isn't his real name. What's his name? Not telling. Then, Mark digs deeper. He travels with a local sheriff to a town linked to Robert Porter, a man who lost his wife and daughter in a brutal home invasion. A drifter broke in while Robert was away, murdered them both. When Robert returned, he snapped the man's neck. Then disappeared, presumed drowned. But the body was never found. The house matches Prot's traumatic flashbacks, the broken swing set, the sprinkler, all real. Mark finds the old yearbook. The resemblance is undeniable. Robert Porter is Prot. Back at the Institute, Mark finally confronts Prot. He shows him the yearbook photo. Prot looks calmly. "If I am Robert, you must take care of him. And if I'm not, maybe I'm from Ka-Pex." He walks away, refusing to be labeled. Mark doesn't stop him. On the morning of July 27th, Prot is wheeled away, silent, vacant. The sparkle in his eyes, gone. The other patients watch in silence. But then, Bess is missing. Her room is empty, her final words written on an essay. "I have no home." Did Prot take her with him? Or did she finally find peace and escape on her own? Mark reflects on Prot's parting words. "Whatever mistakes you make this time around, you will live through on your next pass." The universe, according to Prot, expands and contracts forever. A loop where every decision is relived, again and again. Mark, now changed, takes the message to heart. He reaches out to his estranged son. He's ready to stop repeating the same old mistakes. Was Prot a traumatized man named Robert Porter who dissociated to survive unthinkable grief? Or was he truly an alien traveler from a place called Ka-Pex? Like Mark, we may never know. But one thing's certain, he brought healing, hope, and something extraordinary to everyone he touched. What do you think? Was Prot real or a Fragile Mind's creation? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives from Favorite Movie Arena. Until next time, keep tuned for more great movies coming soon.